This video is to show how to run pig script. Pig script can be easy to run. Here now I have uploaded 3 pig files to Amazon EMR. Now the first one, this is to load from a file on Hadoop, and it group this relation by symbol. Symbol has multiple values, and for each value it generates the value itself. And for all the record, if their symbol equals that value, then it calculates the average dividend for those records and dump those values of symbol and the corresponding dividend average. It can be as simple as pig file.pig. And it shows a bunch of information like the status. Oh, it's very fast. Okay. Now, because I'm using dump, then actually these results will be shown on the screen instead of stored in a file. Okay, so here CA is a value in symbol, and 0.04 is for all the record which symbol equals CA, then the average of their dividends is 0.004. Now in this pig script, the input is written in the script, which is fixed. Sometimes we may want to reuse the pig script on different data sets, but they have the same format. In this way, we can make the input as an input argument and pass the file name or other parameters from command line to the pig script file. Okay, so here. Okay, here this is exactly the same code, except for the input here is passed. This represents its passed as an argument from the command line with $sign and a name of the parameter. Okay, to run this file, we can use I need to check the file name first. Okay, this file name, I want to pass it from command line to pig script argument. Then we run it by pig PARAM, yes. And input is the name of the parameter in the pig script. If we are using other names like A, then this will be A. Input equals the argument the value of this argument we want pig to run the script. Okay, and then the pig script. Then it will do exactly the same thing as the previous script. And output exactly the same thing. Okay, maybe the order may be different for the output. Okay, so actually when we are working on projects, sometimes we do not remember like when there are multiple arguments, multiple files, we may not remember what's the exact script, what's the exact command line to run this, and it can be a more complicated command line. Then what we usually do is to write a shell script, which would be very simple, just the shell that we use to run this line. Then give it permission to run, otherwise we cannot execute. Now we can. Okay, now this is actually doing the same thing. So in this case, we know, and it is also helpful for us to remember what exactly we run in the command line to provide certain outputs. Okay, yeah, exactly the same thing here. Okay, then that's some approaches that we can simply run a pig script. Okay, now here I have another pig file. Okay, it's also quite simple. It's just a read from a file, read from another file, and then join these two relations and store them into an output file. So here I want to show you how to debug pig. Like if I have a TOEFL, I have something here. In this case, pig will not be able to run. Then what will it show us? So it has some indication here, error during passing. In line 1, column 0, it has unexpected symbols. And sometimes this description is not complete, and it will store. So whenever there's an error, it will store a log file where we can check the error. Okay, so this will be additional information that can help us to locate the issue. Now I'll remove this, and it will be able to run. Also, pig checks whether the script has the store or don't, because the purpose of this script is to generate some data, so it's data flow. If there's no output, then it will not run. So without this store or dump, it just wouldn't do any of these steps. And it will first, before it even prepare to pass this, even before it's prepared to run this code, it will first check whether this location is available for this output. So I ran this before, so I need to remove it first. Okay, then it will not automatically remove it. Now we can see total tasks 4, and they are completed. Oh, and also in when we are storing the output to a file, it will show us those information. So this information means it reach how many records from those files and stored so many records into this output file. Now we can take a look at our output. Cat less. Okay, so some commands are exactly the same as shell and some a little bit different. Okay, so this is a join file. It has multiple columns from these two data sets. So that's all.